it's amazing. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, it's so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm walking in, that if you were today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath, yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy, we make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. You can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm walking in, that if you were today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath, yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy, we make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. You can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm walking in, that if you were today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Sunday, Monday, to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Looking for the right turn to make all the change you make and make. If you really want to ride, just hold on tight and I'll take you to the place to be, to be. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Our hidden history. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, I'm hearkening. That if you will today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Do you know what to do? Time running is amazing. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, I'm hearkening. That if you
Hey, shalom, welcome back. You're now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
All right. All praises. Hey, I would like to first give a shout out to the Bishop's class last night, man. That class, hey, the waters is rising. That class is phenomenal. All praises to the Most High for that.
What did Deacon Malachi say? The bar?
The
waters are rising.
Yeah. I can't even say. Yeah, the waters is rising.
That was a parable.
Yeah.
You can't swim, you're going to drown.
But yeah, amazing class, man. Damn. So remember we dealing with the echoes of Rome. Echoes of Rome. Why? Because we doing a parallel between America, ancient Rome and America. Why? Because America is an extension of ancient Rome. And remember, we also delving into the 12 feathers, which are the 12 Caesars, starting with Julius Caesar. All right. A lot of times they don't like to acknowledge, like for example, go up, posters, put this page up real quick. Put this page up. Is it up? Oh, all right. So a lot of times they like to start with Caesar Augustus as the first feather, the first Caesar, because they don't acknowledge Julius because he was under the Republic. All right. So they try to say that Caesar Augustus started the empire, the imperial empire, but that's not according to the Bible. Julius Caesar is the first feather. He is the first Caesar according to God. All right. So no bomb, huh? Wow. But anyway, go down on the page. Now, as you see in the title, we're dealing with Vespasian now, the seventh feather. So we getting there. But we in the seventh feather, Vespasian. Now, he had a son named Titus, and he also had a son named Domitian. Okay, so we're going to we still delving into the what led up to the war, the destruction of Jerusalem, all right? From now, get me one sec. Give me History of the Jews, Hannah Adams. Oh, no. I want to touch on something. Hey, you remember Officer, I can remember the page with Theodos?
Oh, no, history, it's in the first page.
Right, with Theodos.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about Theodos. Hey, give me Acts, go to Acts 21 and 37 with Paul, when he was talking to Paul.
I think I had posted that on the Telegram, that page.
Yeah, with Theodos.
Last week.
I know we didn't underline anything, but let's try to find that page for me real quick.
Come on.
That sounds like some worldly music just now. Was it? Wow.
Read on.
All right.
You ready?
Hold on. Let's get the page first.
Oh, okay.
Is that it? With Theodos.
Check it. Either it's that one or towards the end. One of the two, but.
One second. Yeah, matter of fact, read that while we try to get this page.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
Right. So the Greek captain, he mentioned he thought Paul was an Egyptian that led us out 4,000 men. Okay. Read it again. Read it one more time. Yeah, I found the page. I'm trying to buy some time so you can find the page for me.
Verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak?
Start at verse 26 until they find the page.
Might as well start at verse 1.
Go ahead.
Verse 26. Then Paul took the men, and the next day, purifying himself.
Hey, 1 second. Hey, go through the History of the Jews, the pages 240. Go through those pages. We read it last week.
You talk about he wanted to accomplish without fighting.
Yeah, we read it.
It's like towards the bottom of the page. It'll be a left page, not a right.
Yeah,
one.
go back. I see it.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Go back the next two. Yeah, go back right here.
Yeah, towards the bottom.
Blow it up.
With the disciples?
Yep. That's what I want. So read that again. Read it again, and then start at besides. I just wanted to show something. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
So Paul was obviously speaking Greek. Go ahead. He knew multiple languages. Read.
Art not thou that Egyptian?
So he said, Art not thou that Egyptian? Go ahead.
Which before these days...
A black man. Not thou that Egyptian, a black man. Go ahead.
Which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
So, read on.
But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarshish, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city. And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Right. So now go to the page. What I'm showing you is that the brother that the captain mistaken Paul for. We read about him last week. Read it again. Now read History of the Jews. This is volume 2. History of the Jews by Heinrich Graetz, volume 2. Read that.
Besides the spirit of anarchy, there was another source of discord and misery. As the existing situation became more and more sad and hopeless, the longing in the hearts of faithful believers for the expected deliverer who was to bring peace to Judea became more and more intense. Messianic hopes were rifer among the people now than they had been even during the time of the first Roman governors.
Right, because we looking for hope from somewhere. Remember last week I said we are the prisoners. Today we are the prisoners of hope. Even then, okay, we looking for hope. Go ahead.
And these hopes stirred up enthusiasts who proclaimed themselves to be prophets and messiahs.
And these stirred up enthusiasts because why? They see gain from the people. We looking for comfort. Saviors, yes, sir. We looking for saviors and comfort from somewhere. So now enthusiasts pop up like, damn, maybe I could get some followers. You know, they want to be, they never was nobody in their life. So this is a chance, right? Go ahead.
And who inspired belief and obtained followers. Freedom from the yoke of Rome.
So these men was great talkers. They were great talkers. Go ahead.
Freedom from the yoke of Rome was the one great aim of all these enthusiasts.
Read.
What the disciples of Judah attempted to bring about by force of arms, the disciples of Theudas.
So the disciples of Theudas, read,
hoped to accomplish without fighting, having recourse only to signs and miracles.
Read. Watch this.
A Judean from Egypt.
So Theudas was a Judean from Egypt. Go ahead.
Calling himself a prophet.
He called himself a prophet. Read.
Found no less than 3, or according to another account, 4,000 followers.
Now, read on.
These he summoned to the Mount of Olives, and there promised to overthrow the walls of Jerusalem with the breath of his mouth.
And our people, listen, our people are following this type of stuff, man.
That's a nursery story, the big bad wolf.
Yeah, this ain't no different from the Christian church. The past of what they call prosperity.
Yeah, and the healing and all that.
Yeah, the healing and all that.
Each other on the
this
floor.
is what was going on. All right. Go ahead, read on.
And to defeat the Roman soldiers. He was not the only one who, carried away by the fever of desire, prophesied the approach of better times.
See that? That's all we looking for, someone to prophesy to us better times. Remember I said we always like to hear smooth things. All right? We didn't want to hear about war. We didn't want to hear nothing about that. We wanted smooth things, man. So if he was the man to do it for us, just like these Christian pastors out here, if they the person to do it for us, this is what our people want to hear. All right? Smooth things. Tell me something good. Go ahead.
And well may those enthusiasts have found acceptance among the people.
Now read Acts 21:37 again.
The book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 37.
Hold on. Go to Acts 5 again. Acts chapter 5 real quick.
You know what it is? People want to get a certain result without going through the troubles to attain those results.
Right.
You know, it's like with Captain Shem, the lardbacks. They want to get skinny, but they don't want to go through the trouble to take care of their diet and exercise to get to that result. So it's the same thing with our people. They want freedom, but they don't want to go through the war and the trials that it takes in order to attain that freedom.
Hey, shout out to Captain Barnabas. He did a class on that yesterday about I forgot the title. You want the kingdom with no problems.
Like that's not gonna happen.
That's not happening.
For real.
For real, though.
For real.
Shout out to Captain Barnabas. All praises. So read that again. Go to Acts 5 now.
Yes, sir.
Verse 35. Start at 35.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 35. And he said unto them, Ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men.
Read.
For before these days rose up Theodas, boasting himself to be somebody, but to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered and brought to naught.
Right. So now go back to Acts 21:37. So what I'm showing you that was Theodas that the captain was mentioning. He mistaken Paul for Theodas, who had 4,000 followers. All right, go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, Acts chapter 21 and verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
Right. So that was Theodas. All right. That was Theodas. According to the historical documents, that was Theodas. All right. Now, what? Give me Hannah Adams. Hannah Adams.
Can we read another script real quick?
Yes. Go ahead.
Acts 14:22. To show the point that through much tribulation we're gonna enter into the kingdom. And at the same time, it's going to say it here, but we got to exhort each other to keep the faith. If we can't handle the minor issues that we have today, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to endure the trials to come. And leadership has been exhorting us and pushing us to prepare our minds for that day to come. And Lord's will, we all endure. Read.
The book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
So you see, we got to exhort each other to continue in the faith. Why?
And that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God.
Because we knew that through much tribulation, we're going to enter the kingdom of God. We got to exhort each other in the faith, knowing like, look, this is what's going to happen. So we got to prepare each other because we're not going to enter the kingdom if we don't go through tribulation.
Right.
All right? It's a straight and narrow path.
All right. Hey, put that picture up. Man, that picture crazy.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Literally.
put that up.
Literally.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's
all
like public executions.
right. Yeah, public execution. Yep. Dang.
They're going to gather us and
Hey,
crowds are going to, mobs are going to.
right. Like
Kill us.
this happened to us in every captivity, man. Every captivity.
Like
So
those are the Israelites that be preaching. Let's gather them. And it's going to be crowds of
That
people.
was like the first Esdras, Great Insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it.
Second Ezra 16, yep.
Let's get that.
This is good imagery.
It's a Great Insurrection in every city.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
So there's a timeline here of the things we're gonna have to go through. All right, and then you would know. Then you would know who is God's chosen. But like the picture that he just showed, that great insurrection, that's exactly how it's gonna be. It happened in every captivity. All right.
Read that part. I know it's off topic a little bit.
Verse
The last part.
verse 73.
73.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Remember the scripture says, many are called,
You are
few
chosen. Yeah.
This is the time you're going to be chosen.
Dang. And that's why he got to see during the tribulation what type of vessel you are. Based on how you live out. Okay.
when you're gonna be
He was
chosen.
he was that gold. He was that silver.
Right.
That reminds me of the preview we saw for what Jersey did for the Jacob's Trouble last night.
That was good.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. Shout out to Jersey, man.
praises.
That was definitely bad. All right. Hey, so now let's get into. I want to get into the phenomena and so forth that led up to the destruction of Jerusalem, to everything that popped off. So this is a book right here called History of the Jews. The bishop has showed this book plenty of times. All right. So History of the Jews by Hannah Adams. All right. 1818. All right. Let's go to that page. Next page. Yep. 65 A.D. So this is a number of events that led up to the war. Right. Go down.
Down the next paragraph.
Yep. Read that real quick. While the
arbitrary conduct of the governor and the irritated state of the Jewish people threatened them with the horrors of war, famines, earthquakes, and terrific sights in the heavens, appeared to fulfill the awful predictions of our Savior. Josephus, among many other fearful prodigies, relates that before the rebellion,
read.
When a great multitude were assembled in Jerusalem,
During the Passover, read on.
at the Passover, at the 9th hour of the night, so great a light shone round the altar and the temple that it seemed to be bright day.
Damn. So a great light shone around the altar that it seemed like it was bright day. Remember, this is at night. Go ahead.
That a few days after the festival, before sunset, chariots and troops of soldiers in armor were seen passing through the clouds and surrounding cities, and that the priests.
So hold on. It said that, now remember, this is before the war, the rebellion, right? It said that chariots and troops of soldiers in armor was seen passing through the clouds. This phenomenon right here happened over and over in history. Every time before war, this happened. So this is right before 70 AD this happened. Now, let's get I sent y'all a link. We're going to go back. I sent y'all a link.
Yeah, remember the elder one time he had a class saying that around those silos,
The nuclear sites.
yeah, nuclear sites,
Right.
they always have those sightings, the
The chariots.
so-called UFOs, right?
Right. They shut down the base or the silos, the nuclear warheads. All right. Read this.
Chariots of the gods, ships in the sky, unidentified aerial phenomena of the past.
Now, Deacon Isaac has went into this, so you gotta check out his class.
Identified.
No,
UFOs.
IOFOs.
IFOs, not UFOs.
Not UFOs. So check out that class. He goes in depth on this, right? Go ahead.
For thousands of years,
Go down. I just want the point. Go down. Right here. Yep. Describing
portents of the winter of 218 BC. The Roman historian Livy said a spectacle of ships gleamed in the sky.
So in 218 BC, Levy, a Roman historian, Edomite, said he seen a spectacles of ships gleamed in the sky. Read.
The Second Punic War had begun.
So after that, Hannibal started conquering. Read.
And the enemy, General Hannibal, was on the verge of a series of victories.
Damn. So before that happened, there was they seen the apparition. They seen the chariots in the sky before Hannibal started conquering. Read.
Maybe these ships in the sky were odd cloud formations, but Livy's choice of words suggests something shining or gleaming, qualities even today associated with UAPs.
Read on.
Livy reports another appearance of ships in the sky in 173 BC,
Read.
when a great fleet allegedly appeared. In the spring of 217 BC, with Hannibal still threatening Rome, Livy says round shields were seen in the sky over central Italy.
Read.
Livy doesn't say if these objects gleamed like the ships seen the previous year, but the shields recall the appearance of flying saucers, the type of UAP that came to prominence at the height of the Cold War.
All right, go down. Let me see if I want anything else. All right, that's it. That's it on that. So around 218 BC, when Hannibal started conquering, they seen ships in the sky, chariots in the sky around that time. Now, give me 2nd Maccabees real quick.
He is telling you, too, that even during the Cold War, that was happening as
Yeah,
well.
it's like the angels always came
When it's about time
when
to
it's
war.
about when it's war about to happen.
Hey, that's how you know we in the last days. Like Zechariah 5 said, this is the plague that should be in the house of the thief.
Yes, right.
We see this going on everywhere.
Yep. Read that.
2 Maccabees, chapter. Oh, wrong chapter. I think it's chapter 4.
5.
5, okay. 2 Maccabees, chapter 5 and verse 1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space of almost 40 days,
So this is happening 40 days. Read.
there were seen horsemen running in the air, in cloth of gold, and armed with laces like a band of soldiers.
Lances.
And armed with lances like a band of soldiers.
Read.
And troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes, and drawing of swords and casting of darts.
Dots?
Here we go. Go ahead.
And glittering
Just check it.
and glittering of gold ornaments and harness of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that the apparition might turn to good.
So when we seen it, this is during the Greek captivity. So when we seen this happen, we prayed that the apparition might turn to good. Now Esau, they called it an omen. They like either a good omen or a bad omen. All right. So okay, bring that one up. This is during Alexander started conquering.
Hold on, like you said, you said that there was praying, it turned out to good.
Right.
Another example, let's get Joshua 5. Before they went to war.
Hey, we don't have that sound bite? Oh, thank you.
Joshua 5.
I've been down messed up a couple times and y'all missed it, man.
Damn,
All
bro.
praises. The Lord is with me.
Emmanuel is behind there, right?
Oh, man, yeah, that's Emmanuel back there.
Oh.
Not Manny.
Yeah, let's read that.
Joshua chapter 5 and verse 13. And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him
Oh, man. Go ahead.
with his sword drawn in his hand.
So that was before when Joshua was leading the Israelites to go take the land of Canaan. They were getting ready to war, and then there's a man that appeared to him. His sword, what? Read that part again? His sword what?
With his sword drawn in his hand.
Yeah.
And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries?
Joshua was not a scaredy cat, bro. It's like, yo, you put your
Like,
sword,
yo,
bro.
what's up with you, man?
What's going on, son? What you doing here?
Who you with?
You with us or you not? Let us know. Go ahead.
And he said, Nay, but as captain of the hosts of the Lord am I now come.
See that? So the Most High always fight with us when we keep His commandment. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord says, wait ye upon me until I rise up against the prey.
Right.
You know, that's why we in UIC, we're not going to pick up no weapons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're just waiting for the Lord to take charge and lead the way.
That's right.
All right, go ahead. We don't.
And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant?
Yeah, what you said, man. Are we ready? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
And
Go ahead.
we can read it. And the captain of
No,
the
I was the one. Officer Quad got some.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, get Joshua 23 and 10. Joshua 23 and 10. The backup, land back what you said, that it was the Lord that fighted for us.
The book of Joshua, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Read.
One man of you shall chase 1,000.
Damn. Go ahead.
For the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, and he hath promised
That
you.
is not what that says.
Come on, man. Y'all
Damn.
listen.
Damn. Manny's
Bro.
back.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Read it again.
Oh, no.
wow.
Oh,
see.
what is going on?
There's Manny back there. All right. Joshua chapter 23 and verse 10.
He worried about Officer Manny back there. He can't even focus. Go ahead.
One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you.
Right. So, like Officer LaQuart was bringing out, it was the Lord that fighted for us. It wasn't our own strength that we took out 1,000 men by ourselves. Nah, it was the Lord who put that spirit on. It was the Lord fighting for us.
Yeah, bro. One man shall chase 1,000. How many shall 144,000 chase?
Innumerable.
Yeah, infinity, innumerable. You know what I mean? So that's why when y'all read the book, if you haven't read the book of Maccabees, you got to read that history, man. Very good history. War. That's war right there. So during the time of the Maccabees, you will see it'll be what Judas will have how many? 3,000 at the most. And then you have Esau gathering
60,000.
He had like numerous drafts going on. He wanted every nation to help him out. So, yeah, you come with 60,000 and so forth. But that's because look, we was keeping the laws at that time. All right.
Hey, officer, can I read one more
Yes,
thing
sir.
real quick? Acts 20, verse 30. That link back to your previous statement you made about the insurrection. And Paul did warn the followers of Christ at that time to beware. Acts 20, 20 verse 30.
The book of Acts, chapter 20 and verse 30. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them.
Right. Remember you just read in Acts 5 about those men that they follow, whatever his name was?
Theodas. Yep, Theodas.
Right, and it caused 400 men to die. So, Paul, read that part again.
Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them.
Right, because they're going to see, remember, Christ had a lot of followers. So they figure if they go in, as like the scripture says, some crept in unawares.
Right.
Now they're going to crept in and trying to get disciple after themselves to go and then do the insurrection. So Paul says just beware of that.
Take matters in their own hands.
Yeah, right.
All right. So now go back to the page. Hannah Adams. Go back to the page. Read that again.
While the arbitrary conduct of the governor and the irritated state of the Jewish people threatened them with the horrors of war, famines, earthquakes, and terrific sights in the heavens, appeared to fulfill the awful predictions of our Savior. Josephus, among many other fearful prodigies, relates that before the rebellion, when a great multitude were assembled in Jerusalem at the Passover, at the 9th hour of the night.
Hey, that great multitude that assembled in Jerusalem during this time. Remember, we was coming from all over. We was scattered under every nation. All right, so remember the Lord said we had to come and worship him 3 times out the year. All right, so we was coming to worship. Go ahead.
So great a light shone round the altar and the temple that it seemed to be bright day, that a few days after the festival, before sunset, chariots and troops of soldiers and armor were seen passing through the clouds and surrounding cities, and that the priest going into the inner temple.
So right now, listen to this. So the priest, we read this before, like a couple shows back. Go ahead, read on.
And that the priest going into the inner temple felt the place move.
So the priest in the inner temple felt the place move. Go ahead.
And tremble.
And tremble. Read.
And heard a voice.
And then they heard a voice. Read.
More than human.
Damn. Read.
Crying, let us depart hence.
So just imagine being in a temple at that time. You doing your service and you hear like a commotion going on, but it's only you and a few other people in there, and you hear a voice that's more than human talking about let us leave. Listen, I'm gone.
Right. Gotta leave.
Yeah, you're right. Let us get out of here.
Yo, where we going?
Yeah, where we going? Right? So he said, and heard a voice more than human crying, let us depart hence. All right? So letting you know what? That was the angels of them that was in the temple and so forth. Let us depart hence. Give me give me 2nd Maccabees again. Yeah, Heliodorus. Y'all know what I want?
So the spirit left the building.
That's what happened. The spirit left the building,
The
man.
treasurer.
Yeah, the treasurer. Yep.
That's why Hosea said the Lord going to depart.
Damn,
Go back to his own place.
That's what I got. I got that. All this was happening. All that 70 AD, this is what's happening.
Oh, y'all want to serve me? All right, let us go.
This was the beginning of it.
Yeah, let's go to our place and see what's going to become of you.
Damn. Read that. You got it?
Yes, sir. The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 23. Nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed. Now, as he was there present, himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God, and fainted, and were sore afraid. For there appeared unto them an horse, with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely, and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet. Verse 25. And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold. Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, not able in strength.
Huh?
Sorry,
What's going on, man? Yo.
Oh, shoot.
Chatel.
Today's the day.
Oh, Chatel, man. You about to have
day.
a dual role today. You about to read the scriptures and articles and books.
Yo,
I got faith in you, bro.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Hey,
Yo, this
I
is
heard
a-
you could read, my nigga.
Yo,
Congratulations.
It's because he been doing so good now. Everything's just.
Yeah, he worried about Officer
the
Manny, man.
mistakes.
Come on, man. Read again, bro.
All praises. Verse 26. Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually,
So they were whipping his behind. Go ahead.
and gave him many sore stripes. And Heliodorus fell suddenly unto the ground, and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up, and put him into a litter. Thus him that lately came with a great train, and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself.
He was finished. Go ahead.
Being unable to help himself with weapons. And manifestly they acknowledged the power of God.
So they had to acknowledge the power of the Most High at this time. Go ahead.
For he, by the hand of God, was cast down, and lay speechless with all hope of life.
Jump to 37.
Verse 37. And when the king asked Heliodorus, who might be a fit man to be sent yet once again to Jerusalem?
So after the situation that happened with Heliodorus goes back. He leaves. He jetted back to the king. So the king was like, all right, dang, you got jacked up, man. Well, who can we send now? Read.
He said, if thou hast any enemy
So if you got an enemy, go ahead.
or traitor,
Or if you got a traitor, read.
send him thither.
Yo, send him there. If you hate any man, make sure you send him. Read.
And thou shalt receive him well scourged, if he escape with his life. For in that place, no doubt, there is a special power of God.
So letting you know that the Most High always had his eyes on the temple. He protected the temple.
That's right.
So now, when we go back to the book, go back to the page. Remember, the Most High Spirit always dwelt in the temple.
You want us to start?
Yeah, start from the bottom again. And that the priest,
And that the priests going into the inner temple felt the place move and tremble, and heard a voice more than human crying, let us depart hence.
guess what? Now the Most High and the angels left the building. They left now. Give me the off the clock quoted Hosea 5:15. Hosea 5:15.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Read.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
So the Most High left the building, man. That's what happened. Okay. So guess what? After all those things popped off, look, why you think it was so easy to destroy the temple now? Okay, because Most High wasn't there. He wasn't dwelling with us like that no more. He took his spirit away from us. He took his spirit away from us. All right. Now, go back to the page. Let me see if I want any more on that.
Yeah, I think there's a book. I don't know. I think Elder bring it out where Vespasian says the Lord sent him to the temple.
Yeah,
You got that?
I'm gonna bring that out later on.
Okay.
With Titus.
Yep.
Titus. Yep.
Oh yeah, to do his will. Yep.
Yep. Bring that out later on. Go back to the page. Read on this account.
This account is confirmed by Tacitus, the Roman historian, who says portents and prodigies announced the ruin of Jerusalem. Swords were seen glittering in the air, and battle armies appeared, and the temple was illuminated by a stream of light that issued from the heavens.
So now, this is an account from Tacitus, a Roman historian, Edomite. Look, he's going to let you know that they all seen it. This is seen about the country at this time. Go ahead. With the glittering, the apparition in the air and so forth. Read.
The portal flew open, and a voice more than human announced the immediate departure of the gods.
Damn. Read that again.
The portal flew open, and a voice more than human announced the immediate departure of the gods. There was heard at the same time a terrific sound, as if superior beings were actually rushing forth.
Hey, when it says the portal flew open, that was this door to the temple. It was a very heavy door that needed about 20 men to close it. But at this time, it just flew open. It just flew open. Go ahead, read that again.
The portal flew open,
Uh-huh.
and a voice more than human announced the immediate departure of the gods.
Read.
There was heard at the same time a terrific sound, as if superior beings were actually rushing forth.
Man.
That's that 1,500 miles wall connected to the heavens. Right up there.
Yeah, they dipped. Okay, so this is showing you that, look, the Most High took his spirit. He took his spirit, man. That's why now, for us being, now, remember, Christ told us something. Give me Luke now. Give me Luke chapter 20. Luke chapter 21. So I'm sorry, Luke 21. This is for those of us that did listen to Christ when he was telling us what to do.
The book of Luke.
During the time that that Rome would besiege Jerusalem. Read that.
The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
So, obviously, we've seen Jerusalem being compassed with armies. But for those of us that didn't listen, those of us that, remember it said that this was during the Passover. Okay, and multitudes of our people, we swelled Jerusalem, man, for that time. But those of us that understood what Christ was saying, we left. So, because Christ told us what to do. We paid attention. We watched. Read it again.
And when ye see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
That meaning 70 AD is near when you see Jerusalem compassed with Rome. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Flee where?
Flee to the mountains.
So we always read this. Okay. Let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. Read. Deeper into Africa. Read.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let them not that are in the countries enter thereinto.
So, obviously, those of our people that was on the outside that paid attention to what Christ was saying, obviously we knew not to come to Jerusalem at that time. But those of us that was rebellious, like, nah, I'm still going to the Passover. I'm still going to Jerusalem to worship. But Christ said, yo, when you see Jerusalem compassed with the armies of Rome, do not go.
Or the zealots, too.
Yeah.
So a lot of them stayed back, and they got surrounded in this hill, and Rome eventually went up there, and a lot of them killed each other, so they won't have to, die by Rome's hands.
All right, read on.
Sorry, verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance.
For these be the days of vengeance. Read.
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
So now, give me the page. Because now I want to go into what happened to those of us that listen to Christ. That listen to what Christ said, flee into the mountains. The mountain is talking about, give me Matthew 2:13. We go over this all the time, but like the leadership says, repetition is good. Repetition is good.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt.
Flee where?
Into Egypt.
Flee into Egypt. and go deeper into Africa. All right. Now, give me the book Labagola. Labagola. Page 17. Yep. Blow it up so everybody can see. This is this book called Labagola, an American Savage Own Story. All right. Early 1920s. All right. Hey, this book right here was referenced by Rudolph R. Windsor in Babylon and Timbuktu. He referenced this book right here. All right, go ahead. Get the page. Read that.
That the narrative is the life story of a black Jew also makes it unique in kind. Driven from Palestine after the destruction of Herod's temple, AD 70, certain Jews fled to the coast of northern Africa.
Where do we go?
Fled to the coast of northern Africa.
We fled into Egypt. Go ahead.
And slowly, through succeeding centuries, drifted towards the south until they became the principal inhabitants of some of the oases of the Sahara.
Read.
Some of them wandered to Timbuktu, into the jungles south of the Niger River.
So when it says some of us became the principal inhabitants of some of the oases of the Sahara, that's going into like late. You got a map of Africa real quick? Matter of fact, get the Allen Gabi map. Yep. You can blow that up. All right. So the oasis, the Sahara, meaning the Sahara Desert. Go up, go up, go up. Okay, so you got some of us that was in this area, like around Lake Chad. Go down. Let me see. Go over a little bit. No. Go over to move to your right. Yep. Now go up. Like around this area. See Elephantine, Jewish garrison, 600 BC. All right, so we fled into these areas in North Africa and further down into the oasis. All right, so that's where you had the Burnham Kanem empires and so forth. All right, around Lake Chad area and so forth. Right, go back to the page. This is those of us that listened to what Christ, paid attention to what Christ was saying when Rome surrounded our city, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
You want me to read the oasis again?
Yeah, read that again. Read it from the top again.
That the narrative is the life story of a black Jew also makes it unique in kind. Driven from Palestine after the destruction of Herod's temple, AD 70, certain Jews fled to the coast of northern Africa and slowly, through succeeding centuries, drifted towards the south until they became the principal inhabitants of some of the oases of the Sahara.
You know, notice what it said up top. He said that the narrative is the life story of a black Jew also makes it unique in kind. Then he go into the history, why it makes it unique in kind, right? Go ahead, read it again.
Driven from Palestine.
So wait, this black Jew, so obviously the Jews that were black at the time in Jerusalem were driven where?
From Palestine. After the destruction of Herod's temple.
Read.
AD 70.
Read.
Certain Jews fled to the coast of northern Africa.
So certain of the black Jews fled to the coast of northern Africa. Certain Jews, meaning those in Luke 21, that Christ said, look, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, flee into the mountains. Read.
And slowly, through succeeding centuries.
So slowly through succeeding centuries, over generation after generation, read.
Drifted towards the south. Until they became the principal inhabitants of some of the oases of the Sahara.
Right, read.
Some of them wandered to Timbuktu.
So a lot of us wandered to Timbuktu. Read.
And to the jungles south of the Niger River.
So to the jungle south of the Niger River. Right? Now, get the map. Said Timbuktu in the jungle south of the Niger River. Yes, that's how you pronounce it, Niger. All right. Circle Timbuktu. You see Timbuktu right here. Right there. Yep. Right there. All right. So that's Timbuktu. So some of us remember, we were the principal inhabitants of the oasis in Sahara. And we drifted to Timbuktu. Okay, go down. And south of the Niger River. So show the Niger River. Show that real quick. So that stretches all. So south of you got Senegal, you got Sierra Leone, Liberia, the Ashantis, the Dahomey. You got the Jewish traces. You got the Dahomey Jews. Okay. Then, remember, we all went to Nigeria. All right? A lot of us went to Nigeria. So you got the Levite cities.
Oh, I was about to say, man.
I got you, officer. I got you, man. Can you, like, give me some time?
I said, yo, look how he skipped.
Can you give me some time? I just need a little time, man.
That was a setup.
Yo, it was a setup, man.
That was a long time, a long pause. Should I?
Ah.
Get her, man. Let's see what you bro.
Yeah, so, yes, we have the Levite cities. All right, all praises. And we got the Ephraim. We got Ephraim, which is the Yoruba. All right? And then you got the Igbo on the other side of the river. Okay, so go back to the page now. Hey, Africa.
So basically, you're saying that you'll go to the top part of that.
The map?
No. The page.
Oh, the page. Okay.
Yeah, read from the part driven from Palestine. Start it from the top again.
That the narrative is the life story of a black Jew.
Of a what?
Black Jew.
The black Jews. Go ahead.
Also makes it unique in kind.
Go ahead.
Driven from Palestine.
Stop right there. Who was dwelling in Palestine?
Black Jews.
So,
The Jews are black.
so the land of Palestine belongs to the black Jew.
That's right.
Damn.
I'll leave it right there.
Hey,
Another
boom.
bomb
We
shot.
got to do our own bombs around here, man.
I'll leave it right there. Got it.
And
Driven from Palestine. You got something? Go
And
ahead.
today you got two robbers fighting over
Hey,
that land.
right.
That's why I say I leave it right there.
Hey,
So
no.
the land of Palestine belongs to the black Jews.
Bring it
So
up.
is the land of, so is Jerusalem.
We were kicked out way back when, and we still haven't returned. And now the people who kicked us out are fighting over the land.
And that's why I said the Sahara, and that's when you have the sub-Saharan
Yes,
slave
yes.
trade.
They kept
Sub-Saharan
chasing
slave
after
trade.
us.
Right.
They kept chasing after us. Yep, they kept chasing after us, man.
We need to get this page framed and post this everywhere.
But like you said, we were driven from Palestine after the destruction of Herod's temple. They let you know who we are, man. We didn't write these books.
Right.
Leadership said all the time, we didn't write these books, man. This is for white eyes only. Okay? Read on.
Driven from Palestine after the destruction of Herod's temple, AD 70, certain Jews fled to the coast of northern Africa and slowly, through succeeding centuries, drifted towards the south until they became the principal inhabitants of some of the oases of the Sahara.
Read.
Some of them wandered to Timbuktu, into the jungles south of the Niger River. There, after many centuries, and after having mingled their blood with the blood of the dark natives,
So what happened to us now?
having mingled their blood with the blood of the dark natives,
And like the bishop is bringing out, that's where you come with that's where you have the Bantu, and you have the Zulus, because we was mingling our blood. Give me Psalms 106 and 34.
I'll give you the thing. Bring it out. I'll do the IT for you. Bring it out.
Hey, y'all might as well bring the machine over here, man. Just
Yeah,
set the
give us
monitors.
the button, bro. We'll press the button.
IT, I'll be all right. I know.
Hey,
It's a
hey.
It's a narcissist fall over there.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, what you say?
Narcissist over there.
Narcissist.
Narcissist.
Hey, not to mention, a couple of brothers back, they got a little more than IT on their mind now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Couple of dainty things.
Many masters now.
That's why he messing
Oh,
up.
shit.
That's why he's messing
Yo,
up.
this guy, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's why he messing up.
Wow.
Damn. Oh, it's a spirit going around.
No loyalty on this panel.
They all messing up all at once.
Bishop said it too.
Yeah,
He said,
right.
You're going to shoot the top caliber of men you are once you
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Where's the loyalty?
once you start
Say,
smelling
where's the
the-
Lord?
Yeah, where is it?
I thought we was talking about IT here.
All right, read that, man.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Right, so we were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, their witchcraft, their voodoo. Okay, we learned their works, the way that their customs, the scarring on your face and so forth. A lot of us that came over here, we had those scars on our face because we learned those customs from the Hamites.
Tattoos, all that other stuff.
Right, filing our teeth. And when you read Equiano Alawado, he's I think it was some, but that was Ham that were filing their teeth. But we learned we was doing the same thing. All right. What's the young guy?
They had him in the circus, right?
Yeah.
Filing his teeth. I forget his name.
I don't know.
But Esau made him do that. Esau made him file his teeth, look like an animal. But yeah, go back. Go back.
There, after many centuries, and after having mingled their blood with the blood of the dark natives, these Jewish tribes still persist.
We still around. We still here. Read.
They are dark in color, unclothed.
Whoa. They're what?
They are dark in color.
So those Jewish tribes that mingled us that fled 70 AD, he let you know that we are still dark in color. Read.
Unclothed.
Unclothed, because why? Remember, some of us following those customs of the Hamites.
Yeah, and there was hiding.
Yeah,
There was hiding. from Roman's persecution.
So let's be like
Let's
them.
fit in. Let's
Like them,
fit
that's
in
right,
with them.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Unclothed like the natives who surrounded them.
Read.
And in many respects as savage and as superstitious as ordinary fetish worshiping natives.
Worshiping serpents and all this other nonsense. This is what we got involved in. Read. Even on this side of the world, we lost. We still had our customs and so forth from the Bible, but we was in idolatry, heavy into idolatry. Go ahead.
The Mayans.
The Mayans, yes, all of that.
Yet they have clung to the old Jewish traditions, to the laws of Moses.
Right. So the laws of Moses was still around, even though we was following their customs. Read.
To the great Jewish holy days, to circumcision, to the worship of Jehovah, and to the hierarchical rule of rabbis.
Read.
Wholly cut off from all communion with fellow Jews in any other part of the world, surrounded by every inducement to abandon their faith. These people illustrate powerfully the tenacity with which the Jew clings to his religion.
See that? So now go to page 44.
Whoa.
Oh, you see something? You see something?
Go ahead, continue.
It is one of these very people, one of the Emoyoquaim, or strange people.
Strange people. In the New Testament, to the strangers. This is where you get your Gentiles.
Right.
Acting like the Gentiles.
All praises.
Go ahead.
Of the
Hey, it's a book called the Atlas, the Atlantic slave, the Atlas of the slave trade. They called us outsiders. Ham and they deemed us outsiders. So that's why they called us strange people, outsiders. Go ahead.
Of the African bush who tells this story.
All right, now go to page 44. Was there a page before that? So get that page. Go down. Our temple.
Our temple is a holy of holies, not a place to enter at will.
So this is the brother. This is the brother now. His own story. Remember, it's called Labagola. His own story. Go ahead.
But a sacred place to go into only once a year, at Yom Kippur, to where the Torah is. The rabbis may go in every Sabbath. They recite prayers from within this temple, and these prayers the people repeat in the language of the country, a dialect of Arabic. Men sit around on the ground outside the temple, which has porches, and there pray and receive instruction. Our Torah is guarded closely in the
Jump down to the highlight. Read that.
Our rabbis teach us that our people left Judea after the destruction of the temple and came to Africa.
Can I get a bomb? Wow. Is this going over your head?
No, like you said, they knew that already.
Right. They got it. Y'all got the book, right?
They already knew it.
They knew that. Read it again.
Our rabbis teach us that our people left Judea after the destruction.
Now, don't get confused when it says rabbis here. The thing is, we still set up that, we still had that structure set up that like he said, that hierarchical structure, order, like elders. They were elders, okay, elders of the people. Go ahead.
Our rabbis teach us that our people left Judea after the destruction of the temple and came to Africa.
Read on.
It is easy to say came to Africa.
So he's going to explain the journey. Okay, so obviously that was handed down. So he's going to explain. He said, look, it's easy to say just come to Africa, right? Go ahead.
But consider the difficulties of traveling in those ancient days.
Read.
Across water and deserts without good means of transportation.
Read.
We traveled to Morocco.
So he letting you know how they got it. He said, look, we traveled through North Africa all the way to Morocco. Read.
And lived there many generations. Then because of persecutions, we had to leave instantly.
Then because of what persecutions was happening? Remember, Spain, you had Spain coming for us. Okay, with the Moors, they kicked us out of Spain. So we being kicked out of Spain. We fled into Africa during that time, around Morocco. All right, so persecution was continually following us. All right, you had the Arabs. The Arabs was coming in. All right, they was continually enslaving us. Hey, get that page, us with the Arabs in Morocco, what they did to us. The Arabs in Morocco. Find that page for me. Anybody got something? Go ahead.
Hey, do that sound familiar? Like the South, people from South America traveling to Colombia, Venezuela, just to come to the United States. Fleeing what? Hunger and persecution in the country. You got Levi amongst them, traveling with little babies. And they're getting robbed on the way. You know, that's the same thing.
We were traveling. We was always pilgrims.
Yeah, same thing.
That's when we were in Ecuador and Guatemala. We met a lot of Venezuelans, Colombians, and Haitians that were by foot.
By foot, yeah.
Coming up to come to America. And when we went to Guatemala, it was like a whole resting spot. And they were there with just a backpack.
Yep.
And on their 2 feet.
And that's saying, right, there was the journeys.
Not that one. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Right? They, in mountains, rivers.
Yep.
You understand? Just to try and look for a better life.
We can't think of that because we got our cars nowadays. We have our cars nowadays, so we can't imagine the things that we were going through.
Without the proper transportation.
Yep.
You're right.
Crazy.
Even when you look at Judah here in the U.S., here in America, we did the same thing. They call it the Great Migration. Okay, when we was leaving the South and coming up north, and we always was traveling, man. We was pilgrims, trying to get away from persecution, trying to get away from the lynchings that was happening in the South. Okay, the Jim Crow. We trying to get away from Jim Crow.
We trying to live peaceably.
Peaceably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, officer, the same way also how it's like a tradition passed down how they got to that land. That was the same thing how the Lord made us memorize the route that we took in Deuteronomy to get to the land of Israel. He said, tell your children all the routes that we took. We went to this Mount Horeb, and then we went to this valley. He made them memorize that. So it's the same thing we see.
Yeah, like a memorial.
Yeah.
It was a memorial, so we handed it down. All right. That's not what I want. It's an old book. It's old. I used it. I think it's was it your book that you brought out, Officer Chatiel? It's an old book, man.
The ecclesiastical rights?
Yeah, about Morocco.
No.
No. I know it is. Critical Review, 1783's Critical Review. Bishop used this book all the time, too. Critical Review.
The scriptures say, man, these curses going to pursue us wherever we go. That's why wherever we leave the persecution, eventually it's going to follow us.
Right. All right, that's the book, but not the page. It's the page before, like page 140. Y'all might have it, y'all might not. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, it said Moroccans right there.
Where?
Is continued between the Negroes and Moroccans a trade? Right at the top?
Nah, they put us in slavery. All right, go back to the page. We'll find it after the break. Go back to the page. Wasting time. All right, read that again. Without warning. And lived there many generations.
And lived there many generations. Then, because of persecutions, we had to leave instantly.
Read.
Without warning. And we lost all that we had acquired during those years.
Like what?
Wealth, property, and stock.
So we was pilgrims. We just had to up and leave because of persecution. You can't turn around and try to grab your stuff. They taking that. Whoever's persecuting us is taking your stuff. All right? They're taking it for spoils. So you just got to run. You just got to be on. We was on the run. Read.
We crossed from Morocco directly south
So they crawled from Morocco directly south. Read.
over the Sahara Desert.
Read on.
Another stupendous undertaking.
Why? Because the desert. Now you traveling through desert. Go ahead.
The story goes that children were born.
So and he explained it now in between this time period of everything that took place from traveling from Palestine to Morocco all the way down to the present where they at now. Read.
The story goes that children were born
So during all the generations and generations, children were born
and grew to be men and women and
died.
died.
Read.
And that their children grew up
And that now their children grew up. Read.
and had children.
So he's telling you how long it took to get from Morocco down to where down to Nigeria. Read.
before we finished that great journey across the Sahara, south of Morocco.
Read.
Finally, we reached the famous town of Timbuktu.
So finally, from Morocco, they reached Timbuktu. Understand, this is generations, this is centuries. Read.
the oldest city in Africa. It has never been made clear whether we were a great number or whether we had dwindled to just a few families when we reached Timbuktu.
Read.
But the rabbis say that we are now only a feeble remnant of our people.
So this is Ephraim. All right, this is Ephraim right here. This is the so-called Yoruba. So some of them that was from 70 AD was still, obviously, we were still left behind, Northern Kingdom. So he fled. So he's explaining the journey from 70 AD, how they got to Morocco, traveled from North Africa to Morocco, and down to Timbuktu into Nigeria. We got something?
Yeah, this is exactly what we read in Luke 21. That's why he said, flee into the mountains. And then later down, it says, woe unto them that give suck in those days and are with child.
It's gonna be hard.
It's going to be persecution.
Gonna be persecution. All right? Because just imagine you got a newborn baby, and you trying to, you got to put the baby on the breast and so forth, but you still got to hurry up and you got to be on the run.
Right.
That's history repeating itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's this thing right here has Deuteronomy 28 written all over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, we're going to get that. Read on. We're going to take a break.
In Timbuktu, we were not treated badly.
So in Timbuktu, we were not treated badly. Remember, we were the knights in Timbuktu. We were the knights there. All right? Go ahead.
But we were not content to live under the rule of desert tribes any longer than was necessary.
Ham, go ahead.
So we left Timbuktu and started south, leaving the desert behind. After walking 3 days, we came to a place where there was good, pure water. So many of our people had died because of impure water in other places that they came to.
Read.
That when they found pure water in this spot, they gave thanks to Almighty God and settled there and cleared the bush, for it was a bush that they had entered,
All right, I think that's it, right?
where
we
herbage
don't-
and vegetation abound. They cleared that place and made themselves a village.
Go down, let me see. I think this is all I want. Yep, all right, that's all I want. Hey, wait, blow that up. Go down. Read the rabbis say.
The rabbis say that our people first gave the name to the country where we now live. For at that time, there were no inhabitants there. We were the only people. Because we found good water there, we called it in the native vernacular, Da'omi,
Da'omi, meaning what?
good water.
So he's saying that the Da'omi means good water, and we named that. We named Da'omi. Go ahead. Remember on the map, go back to the map, the Dahomey Jews.
Hey, officer, that show how big Africa was. During that time, there was still parts of Africa uninhabited.
Yo, to this day.
To this day, right?
In the Congo, there's a large swath that it's like 80% of the Congo, like swampland, hasn't even been looked at.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right. So the Benai Ephraim, that's the tribe. He from the tribe of Ephraim. So that's him right there, the Yoruba. And he said they came to Dahomey and they named Dahomey good water. That's what Dahomey means. That's what he's saying. All right. Go back. You see it says Dahomey Jews and traces of okay, thank you guys. All right, go ahead.
Because we found good water there, we called it in the native vernacular, Da'omi, good water.
Read.
How this name left our present country and drifted to the coast, I've never found out, but Dahomey is the name of the country on the coast. It did not take long, according to our rabbis.
So he's saying, read that part again. Read that part again.
How this name left our present country and drifted to the coast.
So that the name Dahomey, so obviously that name Dahomey was down by where there was water at. But he said, look, how that name left where we was at and drifted to the coast, I don't know how that happened. Go ahead.
I've never found out, but Dahomey is the name of the country on the coast.
So Dahomey is the name of the country on the coast, right? Now, meaning Dahomey now has another meaning than what we named it before. Read.
It did not take long, according to our rabbis, for the natives on the east and west of us to find our snug little place.
That's Ham. That is Ham. The Hamites. Go ahead.
They surrounded us and wrested from us the village that our people had made.
See that? Ham was following us, man. Okay. And another page? Or that's it? All right. All right, so look, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back, all right? Call us at 267-702-6121, or you can text us at 267-702-6121, all right? We'll be back after the break.
Sole purpose for coming out here is to gather the elect of our brothers and sisters scattered in the diaspora.
King Solomon was the son of King David. Jesus Christ comes from that bloodline. That's it. Jesus Christ is not a white man. Jesus Christ is a black man.
Those brokenhearted, read on from what?
To preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind.
Recovering the sight to the blind, those that have been blinded through religion, because religion teaches us everything outside of the Bible.
Exploitation en Ecuador, Venezuela, Colombia, Sudamérica, Chile, Argentina, México, Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, todos donde están las 12 tribus.
Jesus, João Apitadê, a cabeça deu, a cabeça.
Now we are lost sheep. We have to go back. We should encourage ourselves that we are Israelites.
What we just seen, it's hot, and then it's Moses!
Man, Jehovah's Witness got obliterated, bro. Today was a day of war, and the Most High got the victory.
Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Pierce it, salvation! The truth! Pierce it, salvation! The truth! Unity! 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 That's right! Far right! That's right! Far right! I'm fighting my brethren! Be shown in the Lord! And the power is mine! It's what? It's mine! It's what? It's mine! It's what? It's mine! It's what?
Hey, do you think he's been a faithful witness to God or a liar? Honestly. A liar. A liar. Get that. Proverbs 14:55. Bring it out. Proverbs 14:5. That is it. This is Jehovah's Witness for us.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 5. A faithful witness will not lie.
A faithful witness will not lie.
But a false witness will utter lies.
But a false witness will utter lies. Don't run tell master that. Israel united in Christ, from corners to countries, gathering the 12 tribes of Israel. We gonna take the world. Hey, Most High in Christ, bless Israel, Bishop of that. Yeah, some of you call me the general, and I appreciate that term, but today we're going to find out if I'm a true general or not. في متى 28 أمر المسيح بالتأديب اذهبوا إلى كل الأمم وعمدوهم باسم الآب والابن والروح القدس وعلمهم أن ينتبهوا بغض النظر عما أوصيك بفعله كما نعلم فإن 12 قبيلة من إسرائيل كما قال يعقوب 1:1 منتشرة في جميع أنحاء العالم جميع البلدان من تجارة الرقيق جنوب الصحراء الكبرى إلى تجارة الرقيق عبر المحيط الأطلسي. حسنا، سنتعامل مع ذلك. Das Evangelium wurde überall gepredigt, doch es gibt noch viel zu tun. Okay, hinzu. Korintherbrief Kapitel 10, rund Vers 16. Ich glaube, Paulus hat gesagt, man solle das Evangelium in Regionen jenseits seiner selbst predigen und sich nicht mit der Arbeit anderer Männer rühmen. Wir wollen nicht damit prahlen, dass kein anderes Lager so hoch arbeitet, dass wir auf eine Mission berufen werden. Wir müssen diese Mission erfüllen. Ik heb je moedig, dapper en gedurft nodig, Diakenen, Kapiteins, Offizieren, Soldaten, op te staan en jezelf waardig te tonen voor deze waarheid. Oké, dus wat ik ga doen, ik ga je iets laten zien. Yoku kite, kono chizu o miseru. Kanada ni wa ikutsuka no gako arimasu. Amerika no itaru tokoro ni mo aru. Takaki kami ni kanshashimasu. Tsugi wa Mekishiko ni hairu. No tenemos ninguna base todavía aquí. Entiende, no tenemos fundamento. Tenemos enseñanzas, pero ningún fundamento. El Altísimo nos acaba de permitir abrir una escuela aquí en Ecuador. Pero escucha, mira, no tenemos fundamento en estas áreas. Está bien, tenemos algunas enseñanzas, pero ningún fundamento. Sin fundamento, necesitamos llegar a toda Argentina y Chile. Tuna shule kadhaa katika bara la Afrika kutoa sifa zote kadoliwa walio juu zaidi kadoliwa hilo shule kadhaa tunazo hapa, lakini hiyo haitoshi. Tunahitaji shule nyingi zaidi za ukweli wa Injili inayofundishwa sawa. Tunahitaji kugonga maeneo haya Madagascar hata Zambia, Angola sawa. Ndio tunaanza msingi hapa Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Congo. D'accord, nous n'avons rien. Oh, nous aussi nous avons l'Europe. Pas encore de fondation en Espagne, une petite école France. L'Allemagne nous en faut plus. Il y a plus de travail à faire, plus de travail à faire. Eka, आणि या भागात कोणतीही मूलभूत शिकवण नाही. जेव्हा मी पाया म्हणतो, तेव्हा मला शाळा म्हणतात. मी एक माणूस एक संपूर्ण गेला याचा अर्थ असा नाही इकडे क्षेत्र आणि बाकी काहीतरी शिकवले. मी बोलत आहे की कोणताही पाया नाही, या प्रदेशात सुवार्ता शिकवली जात आहे. म्हणून आम्हाला आवश्यक आहे तेथे सत्य शिकवायचे. ठीक आहे. अगदी ऑस्ट्रेलिया. आमचे काही लोक इथे आहेत ऑस्ट्रेलियामध्ये. ठीक आहे. न्यू गिनी, इंडोनेशिया, सुमात्रा, व्हिएतनाम. ठीक आहे. या प्रदेशामध्ये आहेत इस्रायली पाया नाही. सत्य सुवार्ता शिकवली पाहिजे की आपल्या लोकांना या प्रदेशात विखुरलेले आहेत. Está bem, a partir do momento do comércio subsaariano de escravos. Compreende isso. Compreende isso, Israel. Compreende isto. Muito trabalho a fazer. Muito trabalho a fazer. Allora Israele, ho bisogno di alcuni volontari. Ho bisogno che alcuni di voi uomini potenti si alzino in piedi. Diaconi, capitani, ufficiali, soldati, alzatevi. Ho bisogno di volontari per questa missione.
Shalom, brothers and sisters, Most High in Christ bless. We want to thank you all for following Isaiah 11 ministry. We're here to inform you that the local Sabbath classes will now be available in all languages. All of the classes from the bishops, deacons, and captains will now be available in all languages. As it says in Isaiah chapter 11 verse 12, says that the Most High shall set up an ensign for the people. Stay tuned. Most High in Christ bless you all.
And it shall come to pass in that day
that the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people.
It's you who don't know. It's you Afro-Syrians who don't know your history.
And going to the other side of India, you see the Dalits as well as the Siddhis. Same thing on the Eastern Hemisphere. Mass incarceration, police brutality, lynchings, convict leasings.
You brothers and sisters in South Sudan, your heritage goes far deeper than where you live. You are the children of God.
Jesus
Herz, das arge Ränke. Was sind
Les Français. Laat je niet misleiden tot filosofie van.
Some of you know, some of you may not know. IUIC is doing big things in Ghana, Kumasi. We're building a school from the ground up.
So when we talked about it, people didn't believe it. Why? Because they still had a Negro mind. You can't do that. Hell, white man building stuff all over the place. We have no problem with that. But when it comes to us, we can't even organize to come together and do something. How the hell are you going to call yourself a leader and we're afraid to move? I can't stand that spirit.
We make sure our little place looks nice. But back then, the Most High's house, the temple, it had to be what? Rebuilt. And they were being sluggards and slothful about rebuilding it. We're building a school, IUIC school from the ground up. This is exponential growth. We're going to build a school in each country on the continent of Africa if it be the Lord's will. Where we at, Isaac?
Micah 4 verse 10.
Come on.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth.
Be in pain. Why does it be in pain? Because when you're trying to rise an empire, it's going to hurt. It's going to take blood, sweat, and tears. The liberties that we got when the forefathers doing the civil rights, there are many liberties you got to run your mouth on the street today. A lot of our people was put to death for that. Dogs sicked on them, beat upside the head, all that kind of stuff. Anytime you try to make a change, it's going to be pain.
Hey, Shalom, we back. All right, back from the break. I know it's a little extended. Hey, let's get right back into it. Give me the page again. Give me that last page that we had up. All right, we want to pull some more things out of there with the scriptures. You read that bottom part again. Off the quality is what you wanted? Just read it from the top again. Yeah, read it from the top again.
And lived there many generations. Then because of persecutions, we had to leave instantly, without warning. And we lost all that we had acquired during those years, wealth, property, and stock.
Yeah, remember we read earlier in 2nd Esdras?
Yes, the great insurrection.
Great
They shall be like
insurrection,
madmen.
robbing and spoiling.
Yep.
We don't.
We crossed from Morocco directly south, over the Sahara Desert, another stupendous undertaking. The story goes that children were born and grew to be men and women.
Right. So their flight, some of these women was pregnant at that time. Go ahead.
And grew to be men and women and died. And that their children grew up and had children before we finished that great journey across the Sahara south of Morocco.
Hey, get me Deuteronomy 28 and 45.
Start 22. Go 22 and jump to 45.
Yep.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. 28 verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning.
So
and with,
remember, there was in a desert, extreme burning, heat. They got sick along the way. Go ahead.
And with extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
See that? They're running, and those curses are pursuing them. You want verse 45 for Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
And do what?
And pursue thee.
And pursue thee. Read.
And overtake thee.
So no matter where we go, okay, no matter where we was trying to migrate to or whatever even like today, our people in Africa is migrating over to Europe, Italy, and so forth. They trying to get away from the oppression or so forth, or they looking for a better life, so to speak. Because of the colonialism that's happening in Africa, our people is trying to escape and go and run to the enemy.
That's I don't know if y'all know about that UFC fighter who went and boxed that Edomite, the heavyweight champ, Francis Ngannou. He had gotten to France from Cameroon on foot. So he tried going up to Africa, through Morocco. He got locked up, sent back like 3 times, and kept going back up through all those countries from Cameroon by foot to get to France.
To go fight an Edomite?
No, just to get a better life.
Oh, okay,
but once he got to France, he was homeless.
God damn.
He was homeless, and then he started doing MMA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
That's his backstory, but that's the point. Like, our people are fleeing from certain countries to flee persecution and oppression, and they'll do anything to do it. They'll walk by foot.
We had our people in Italy, Lampedusa, man.
Mm-hmm.
If 5,000 of our people was
more than that. That's just the number that they give.
Right, that's just the number they give. But they was trying to get into Italy from Africa, man. Mm-hmm. You should have seen the boats, all the boats in the water full of our people trying to get into Italy, trying to find a better life.
Sardines in a can.
Can't make this up. Full. But read 45 again.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee.
So these curses will pursue us wherever we went, okay? Wherever we went. Read.
Till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
Right. All right, now go back.
You jump to verse 65.
Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
See that? Among these nations there's no ease.
Right.
So you run from persecution from the Romans, go down to Africa, and then you got the damn Hamite chasing you out.
Right.
Now you got to leave everything you had to go somewhere else. So there's no ease. Go ahead.
Neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest.
You can't settle down. You know, you can't settle down to really build up a community and then really enjoy it because you're always on the move.
Right.
Like a pilgrims. Go ahead.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
So once you get amongst this nation, you're scared, you're shaking, you're afraid. You don't know, at any moment, the people of the land could just jump up after you and trying to steal what you have or try to capture you to sell you in captivity. You and your whole family,
And failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Right, and sorrow of mind.
Hey, like I said, with no ease. Remember, it said in the article, it said they had no little rest until the nations shortly found them in that new land they just got to.
Right.
So as soon as they got there, they got oppressed by the Hamites, like you said.
Yo, waiting for them. Say, "Yo, we got here. We was good. Then Ham, they found us." He said, literally, said they snuck up on us.
Yeah.
Like they go them Negroes right there. All right, go ahead. Now, hey, go back to Morocco. I found the page. No, I don't want that. Go back to the page where he's talking about Morocco. Remember the persecution from Morocco. Let's go back to that particular part. Yep, right there. Without warning.
Without warning.
No, you can start at then because of persecution.
Where's that?
At the top, very top.
Then, because of persecutions, we had to leave instantly, without warning. And we lost all that we had acquired during those years. Wealth, property, and stock.
Read.
We crossed from Morocco directly south, over the Sahara Desert. Another stupendous undertaking. The story goes that children were born and grew to be men and women and died. And that their children grew up and had children before we finished that great journey across the Sahara south of Morocco.
Now, give me the page now. When he said it was persecutions in Morocco and so forth, and they had to up and leave, what do you think was happening? Read this.
As far as their history can be traced, the northern neighbors of the Negroes.
Remember, a couple pages back, he said they spoke Arabic. Go back a couple pages back. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but just go back to Labagola. A couple pages back, he said they spoke Arabic. Let me see where that's at. Blow it up. I don't want that one right now. That's a good page, too. We might. Let me see. Go back. Go. No, go. Yeah. Keep going. Not that way, man. The other way. Blow it up. All right, keep going. Blow it up. Where he said the rabbis, go down. All right, go back. You're moving too fast now. Go back. Go back. All right, blow that up. I want to see something. All right, we traveled to Morocco. Let me see. Now, go forward. Blow that up. That's where we just at. All right, I'll find it later. But I know he said we knew Arabic or something. That they had it written in Arabic. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, go back to the other page.
2 pages before.
Let me see if I can. Read that, though.
As far as their history can be traced, the northern neighbors of the Negroes, the Arabs in Morocco.
Page 44, man. Go to page 44. Come on. All right, right here. Go up. All right, start at they recite prayers.
They recite prayers.
Is there a page before this? So get that page and let's. Our temple is a holy. There you go, right there.
Our temple is a holy of holies, not a place to enter at will, but a sacred place to go into only once a year.
Read.
At Yom Kippur, to where
Yom Kippur is Day of Atonement. Yom Kippur is Day of Atonement. Read.
To where the Torah is. The rabbis may go in every Sabbath. They recite prayers from within this temple, and these prayers the people repeat in the language of the country.
A what?
A dialect of
Arabic. That's what I wanted. A dialect of Arabic. Now go a couple pages down, forward. A couple pages forward, right here. Now read that again. Read this part again. So remember, we had a dialect of Arabic. Now read.
Then because of persecutions, we had to leave instantly, without warning. And we lost all that we had acquired during those years.
Read.
Wealth, property, and stock. We crossed from Morocco directly south over the Sahara Desert, another stupendous undertaking. The story goes that children were born and grew to be men and women and died.
Now, that's all I wanted. Now get the page. How do we learn Arabic? Where do we suffer and how do we suffer that persecution in Morocco? Now give me this page. So we just cross-referencing books. That's all we doing right now. Cross-referencing books. Watch this. Read.
As far as their history can be traced, the northern neighbors of the Negroes.
The northern neighbors of the Negroes, read.
The Arabs in Morocco.
Uh-huh. The Arabs in Morocco. Your so-called Palestinians today. The Arabs, read.
Were the first who purchased slaves of the Negroes.
They did what?
Purchased slaves of the Negroes.
It says they were the first who purchased slaves of us, the Negroes. Read.
Ever since the year of Christ, 990.
So 990, read.
The Moroccans had extended their conquest to the northern banks of the Senegal.
So guess what? We was there at that time, and we fled the persecution from the Arabs. Go ahead.
And from that time, there are continual traces of an intercourse between these two nations.
Read.
By these conquerors, the Arabic language.
So remember, he said in Morocco, because we made that stop in Morocco, we learned the Arabic. We had a dialect of Arabic. Read.
Circumcision.
Circumcision.
The Quran. And some other rites of the Mohammedanism. And even some...
And that all came from us, by the way. Circumcision. Not the Quran. Well, yeah, the Quran, there's a recitation of the Bible. Go ahead.
And some other rites of Mohammedanism. And even some sort of civilization. Not yet entirely lost among the black tribes beyond the river of Gambia. Were introduced among the Negroes.
Right. So that's what I wanted. All right. I'm linking up. He said that we were in Morocco. So from 70 AD, we fled into North Africa, got to Morocco. In Morocco, we suffered the persecution, and we started speaking a dialect of Arabic because the Arabs came in. All right. Now, get me from there, give me Babylon Timbuktu, page 84.
Start at in the year?
Yes, sir.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD.
So, okay, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. All right, so that was the first time that our city was besieged by Rome, by Pompey. Read.
In 70 AD.
So now we want to focus on in 70 AD. What happened? Read.
General Vespasian and his son, Titus, put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
Read.
During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
So he's saying here during the period from Pompey to Julius, but now during 70 AD, we did the same thing. Read.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
You see that? So the slave market was full of black Jewish slaves around that time. All right, go down. Let me see if anything else I want on there. Nope. All right, give me the next page, West African countries. So I'm just showing you how we, Luke 21, when Christ said flee into Africa. All right. And then we're going to get back into those of us that was rebellious and didn't listen to Christ and what was happening in Jerusalem that led up to the destruction of our city, Jerusalem. Read.
Northern Egypt then was the most known portion of the globe, and into it vast immigration took place from time to time.
So vast immigration took place from time to time. All right, it was the most easiest route to flee into northern Egypt. Go ahead.
Even to the most remote period. The 10 tribes of Israel, after they were left to follow the dictates of their own mind, and during the commotion and destructive warfare which ensued to escape utter extermination, migrated according to the usage of the times.
Right, so we migrated according to the usage of the times, meaning whenever there was persecution. The usage of the times is when there was persecution, we fled. We was out. Okay, why? Because from the Assyrian captivity to the Babylonian, we always fled into Africa. Our people was always in Africa. We was always there. Okay, go ahead.
In vast numbers into various countries, but principally into northern Africa, as it then presented the safest and easiest route.
Right, because it presented the safest and easiest route. Read.
Once settled, every commotion and intestine war had the most powerful effect of inducing these bands to shift their abode still further, and so loose all connection with the other branch of the tribe. As hundreds of years pass on and generation after generation roll away, they lose a great many of their habits and customs.
Right, so as we started to dwindle further and further into Africa, we started mingling with the tribes and losing our customs.
Becoming more amalgamated with the population with which they associate.
You see that? Go ahead.
But when Mohammedanism overspread northern Africa, destroying by fire and sword all those of another religion, the Israelitish descendants, or the inhabitants occupying the central portion of Africa, passed forward, seeking shelter to the south and west, apart, namely those from the east central, crossing the Benue or Joliba branch of the Niger.
Right. So the Benue and the Joliba branch of the Niger is that. Give me that map again. Give me the map again. Yeah, zoom in on Nigeria, where it says Ben-Ai from that circle right there. Zoom in. All right, so you see the split. You see the river. Matter of fact, try to look up the Benue. Spell it for him. Benue, B-E-N-U-E, river. I'm trying to find this other page.
He said Benue, B-E-N.
Bojana? Dang.
B-E-N.
B-E-N-U-E. Benue River. Benue. All right, try to find a map. I want a map of it. Yep, blow that up. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Blow that up. It's a little pixelated, right? All right, anyway, as you see, it says the Benue River right there. Now, you got the Niger, you got the Benue, and the one that's going straight down is the Joliba. Okay, that's the Joliba River right there. So he's referring to Nigeria, how we got into Nigeria. All right. And those two, and the Joliba, that splits us up. You have
Yoruba
and Igbos.
Igbo, yeah.
Pretty much Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Okay. And remember, we brought out about the Afik. The Afik, remember they said they fled 63 BC from Pompeii. All right. Remember, the Afik was Asher. Okay, so they was down in that area near the Calabar River. All right, so we all went to Nigeria. We all fled south into Nigeria, and then we split up and went west, like Ghana, Sierra Leone, Dahomey. You have the Benin. Okay, so we went into all these areas. And then you had those of us like Labagola that went straight across North Africa and came down through Morocco. All right? So we all just met up with each other. That's all we did, met up with each other. All right, now go back.
Or the Israelitish descendants, or the inhabitants occupying the central portion of Africa, passed forward, seeking shelter to the south and west, apart, namely those from the east central, crossing the Benue or Joliba branch of the Niger.
And read.
descended gradually southward and became intermingled with the original inhabitants.
Read on.
Protected from incursion on the north by the Benue River and quietly settled between the Great Nigger and Old Calabar rivers.
So that was the Efik, that was the Igbos, that was the Yoruba. You had the Ibibios. Okay, that was us fleeing down south into fleeing deeper into Africa. All right. From there, get me. I can't find the page. All right, that's all right. Get me 1 second. All right, give me History of the Jews, Heinrich Grace, page 300. All right, let's get back into those of us that was still in Jerusalem. No. I'm sorry. Give me History of the Jews, Solomon Grazel. Yep, History of the Jews, Solomon Grazel. Page 163. You got that? Yeah, give me that. Defeat of a Roman army. Read that. So now, listen, I know we took a round trip, but I'm trying to go in a timeline of what was happening. Okay, what was happening at this time? All right, remember Christ said, flee into Africa. All right. Hey, matter of fact, see, I'm all over the place again. Give me Daniel 9:26 real quick. Daniel 9:26. I got to put it in order. But let's read Daniel 9:26. Start at verse 25.
Yes, sir. The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 25. Now therefore, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks.
Read that again.
Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks.
Right, I'm not going into that, but Bishop did break that down.
Read on.
Read on.
The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times.
That's during the time of Ezra and Nehemiah. That's during the Persian captivity, during the time when we was able to go back. When Cyrus gave us proclamation to go back into our land and build the temple by Zerubbabel, and then build up the wall by Nehemiah. Go ahead. In troublous times, because at that time, it was troublous. Remember in First Esdras 573, you had other nations making propaganda against us, popular persuasions and so forth. So it was troublous times. Go ahead.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself.
So, meaning Christ was going to die, read.
But
not for himself, okay, for us, read.
And the people of the prince.
And the people of the prince. The people of the prince, read.
That shall come, shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
The people of the prince is Satan. The people of Satan, that's what he's saying. Shall come and do what?
Shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
That's Rome. That is Rome. Read on.
And the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the
So that's talking about 70 AD. Read.
And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined.
Right. Now, give me John 12:31. Remember the people of the prince. John 12:31.
The book of John, chapter 12 and verse 31.
Let me get it. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out.
So the prince of this world is talking about Satan. All right, the prince of this world is talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Now give me what was that? John 12:31.
Yeah, that was John 12:31.
All right, give me 1 second. It's another one I want real quick. 1 second. we at? So the people of the prince is talking about Rome. That was Titus and Vespasian that came to destroy Jerusalem. All right. Bear with me. John 16:11. John 16:11.
The book of John.
Go ahead.
Chapter 16 and verse 11. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged.
Right. So the prince of this world is talking about Satan. All right. That's the prince of this world. So when it says the people of the prince, which is Esau, which is Rome, which was Titus and Vespasian, they were going to come and destroy Jerusalem. They were going to come and besiege the city. All right. Now, go back to the page. Let's read that. So I just wanted to clear that up. Let's read that.
Defeat of a Roman army. Cestius Gallus, the governor of Syria, moved at last against the Jewish revolutionaries.
So now we back in Jerusalem. This is those of us that stayed and rebelled and try to fight. You had the Zealots and you had the Sicarii. Okay, so read on.
With a fair-sized army aided by auxiliary troops from among the neighboring pagan lands and cities, he made his way to Jerusalem. On the way, he captured and destroyed a number of Jewish towns, including the port town of Joppa, or Jaffa. He arrived before Jerusalem during the holiday of Sukkot, when the city was filled with pilgrims anxious to strike a blow for the freedom of the land. The capture of the city and with it, the end of the revolution would have been easy had the Roman been an able general, whether because of his incapacity or because one of his generals had been bribed by Florus not to end the war too soon. Cestius Gallus bungled the attack on the city and began a dangerous retreat through the hills surrounding Jerusalem.
Hey, because we was whipping they behind. Remember we read the book War of the Jews, how we were better at hand-to-hand combat, right? So he was the one that we whipped this behind, okay? He the one that tried to besiege the city, start a war with us, and he failed. He was unsuccessful. Read.
The Jews attacked and ambushed him at every step. Rejoicing, they returned to Jerusalem laden with booty.
So things seem to be on the up and up for us, right? Go ahead.
The unexpected had happened. A victory had been won against the Roman army. All the dreams of ultimate independence for Judea were aroused. The war against Rome began in earnest.
Rome ain't having that. They coming back with more power. Okay, read on.
Preparations for war.
So now Rome is preparing for war now. So Titus, Vespasian, they like, what the hell? So they got rid of Cestius. They got him out the way. They like, nah, we need to go back up in there. We ain't suffering defeat like that. Go ahead.
The new government. The Jews realized that Rome would not permit such a defeat to go unpunished.
You see that? Remember, Rome was the Most High sword. So remember, Rome wasn't having that, man. They wasn't going to let that go down like that. Read.
It was necessary to act and act quickly in order to prepare the country.
Hey, hold on. Remember, Officer Yakin, remember you were saying how with Hannibal.
Yeah.
Explain that real quick.
So in the Appian's books of Roman history, they were detailing how Hannibal was destroying Rome, like victory after victory. And then the author was saying that if it were any other nation that Hannibal was fighting and destroying them like they were being destroyed, that they would have been wiped off of history, wiped off the map. But for some reason, Rome kept fighting and persisted. But we know why that happened.
Yeah, we know why.
The Most High had to use them.
Most High had to use them. Hey, also, be on the lookout, man. They coming out with a movie on Hannibal. I think Denzel Washington might be playing him.
Yeah,
he's gonna be playing Hannibal.
There was a whole thing about that too.
Yeah, you know they ain't trying to have. You know Esau like, yo, what's going on?
I'm gonna have to find that page and bring it next time. We brought it up so many times already.
Yep, and a brother is directing it. So be on the lookout for that thing.
My nigga.
That's my. Hey, read on.
It was necessary to act and act quickly in order to prepare the country for the vengeance which Rome was bound to take. That will require money, men, and thorough planning.
Mm-hmm.
The revolutionaries could start the trouble, but they felt themselves incapable of organizing the country to see it through. For this purpose, they turned to the middle class, to those peace lovers who have refrained from taking sides, but who, now that the die was cast, felt bound to the fate of their people.
So understand, we defeated Rome. We had good success. We defeated Rome. Now, our hearts, our mind, we are lifted up. We're lifted up now. All right. So we lifted up, and we think that we're able to start a new government and so forth. Start to do things on our own now. Right. Go ahead.
Among these was a certain Joseph, son of Gorion, a former high priest by the name of Hanan, and Simon, son of Gamaliel, a descendant of Hillel.
Jump down to the appointment of Josephus. Hey, remember, there's a book called Josephus. We've used it numerous times, but we're going to see who Josephus really was, man. Watch this.
The appointment of Josephus. The first step of the new government was to appoint military governors over the various districts of Palestine. Their task was to organize the defenses of the provinces, enlist men for the national army, and prepare food against the inevitable siege of various towns which the Romans would attack. Of the provinces, none was more important than Galilee. For one thing, there was no doubt that the Romans would come into Palestine from the north, and thus Galilee would be the first district attacked.
Right, so Galilee will be the first district that they would attack. Go ahead.
The longer the Romans could be held at Galilee, the better chance Jerusalem would have to prepare itself for battle.
Read.
A defeat of the Romans, or even a hard fight against them in Galilee, would hearten the rest of the country and might result in a decision by Parthia to throw in its lot with the Jews.
Read.
Besides, Galilee was one of the most fruitful districts of Palestine, as well as one filled with ardent Jewish patriots. It could yield wealth and men to strengthen the Jewish cause. The success of the Galilean campaign depended largely upon the man sent there to organize the district. It was at this point.
Where you at?
It was at this point. Second.
Okay, all right, read on.
It was at this point that the new government made its most serious blunder. Suspicious of the hot-headed revolutionaries, the government.
The hot-headed revolutionaries was the Zealots and the Sicarii. Read.
The government chose for this important post a young man, Joseph, or Josephus, son of Mattathias, a descendant of a family claiming connection with the Hasmoneans.
So it's saying Josephus was of the family of the Hasmoneans, right? They claim connection with them. Read.
He had received a fine Jewish education, had been to Rome, and gave the impression of being cool-headed and efficient.
Go down.
So he was a Levite?
He was a Levite. He was a Levite, Officer Leclerc. All praises. But hey, but when we read on, you're going to see what type of Levite he turned out to be.
Read on.
Hey, go to the next page.
Set up, Bubba.
Let me see if I want any of this. Go down. Roman preparation, preparing for war. Go to the next page. Next page. Right there. The traitor Josephus. The traitor Joseph. Read that.
The traitor Joseph. Long before the city fell, Joseph had planned to escape.
But so long before the city fell, he was already planning to escape. Remember, he was a commander in the army. Go ahead.
But this time, his soft words and persuasive logic failed.
Read.
His own soldiers kept watch on him to prevent his desertion.
So his own soldiers like, yo, he about to go off, yo. Like, yo, keep watching. Yeah, they know about him. Like, yo, he about to go something up with him.
He's probably doing a contingency talk, trying to recruit something.
If that was going on, he already had done
like Judas.
Right.
He already made a deal.
He already made a deal. So he trying to get up out of there, but the soldiers looking at him, they know something is up with him. Yeah, we know. Yeah, right. Like, yo, you moving funny. Read.
When the city fell, Joseph was not among the slain.
Oh, so when the city fell, he wasn't among the slain. Read.
While the Jewish soldiers were making the Romans pay dearly for their lives, their commanders sought safety in a cave, and a few days later surrendered to the Romans.
He already had that planned out, man.
They probably told him, yo, go at the cave and we're not gonna
Yeah,
mess with you.
we ain't gonna mess with you.
Just like we did with Rahab when we destroyed Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, make sure you just put that red cloth on your window. We're not gonna mess with that house.
And Rahab was better than him.
Yep. I mean, because she helped us. Yeah.
Read on. Watch this.
All this Joseph himself records in the great book he, under his Roman name, Flavius Josephus.
They even gave him a name. They said, your name Flavius now. You're no longer Josephus, or Joseph. You're Flavius Josephus.
He got baptized in the name of Caesar.
Read on.
Wrote some years later in order to justify himself for his desertion of the Jewish cause.
Ho. Read that again. Read it again.
All this Joseph himself records in the great book he, under his Roman name, Flavius Josephus.
So he's already cooned out. He's like, yo, my name is Flavius Josephus now. Go ahead.
Wrote some years later in order to justify
himself. In order to justify himself for what?
For his desertion of the Jewish cause.
So now he's trying to justify himself for why he left his people for dead.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Read on. Read on.
As well as to flatter the family of Vespasian and the Romans.
So he wanted to flatter them.
Yeah, coon.
Coon. Read.
Bro, he wrote a whole book.
Wrote a whole book of our history for them.
That's crazy.
Read on.
He pretended to believe that it was all preordained by God. And that
it was a service of God, right? Go ahead.
And that God had granted him prophetic powers so that he could foresee the results of the war.
Read. So now he's delusional. Go ahead.
Perhaps it was his gift of prophecy which saved his life.
Wow. Remember, he's justifying himself of the desertion of leaving them. Go ahead.
But it was far more likely to have been the proof he produced of his loyalty to Rome.
There it is. He had loyalty to Rome already. Read.
Even while he was leading the Jewish army against
the Romans. He was loyal to Rome while he was leading us against the Roman army. Damn. Betrayed his own people. What is that, Maccabees? Those that hated their own people?
This is a setup. That's a setup, bro.
Hey, also, that's why it says there's no counsel against God. Even though he did that against his own brothers, we still go into that thing and use it to prove to our people who we are. So, regardless, it still worked out the better for our side, even though he was a traitor.
Right. You betray your people, you hate your people. Go ahead. No.
Second Maccabees.
Yeah, I think it's First Maccabees 11.
First Maccabees 11:21.
Mm-hmm.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
So these are betrayers. These are traitors, man. That's what Josephus was at this time, a traitor. Okay? And likewise, this same thing gonna happen again today. It's gonna happen. Those of us are people that's in this truth. All right? Like Christ said, because of offense, you're gonna betray your brother. Because of offense. All right? Same thing Josephus did. Go back to the page.
And also, and that's why it said in 2nd Esdras, it said, during all that tribulation, my chosen shall be made known.
Yep.
Because those are one that stand stiffly for the Lord.
And you see Josephus, he ran. He ran to Rome. All right, go ahead.
A more convincing proof was his willingness to serve Rome against the Jews from then on.
Whoa, read that part again.
A more convincing proof was his willingness to serve Rome against the Jews from then on.
Go ahead.
For he was attached to the staff of the
Roman general. Read.
His special assignment was to weaken the morale of the Jewish fighters.
He became a straight coon and traitor and hater of his own people. Wow. Hey, before we close out, give me the page of History of the Jews. History of the Jews. 1 second. Somebody want to say something? Heinrich Grace. I got it. Get page 311. I think it's 311.
Hey, also, that's the same thing that happened with alchemists in Maccabees.
Yeah,
where
yep.
The Scythians came to him. They was like, oh, he's a Levite. He's a priest. He would do us no harm. So they welcomed him in, and then he killed all of them.
Damn. Hey, do y'all have page 3? Go. Let me see this. Go down. Go down. Come on. All right, go to the next page. All right, let me blow it up. Let me see. Go down. Nope. Go to page 300. All right, slow down. Let me see. Next page. 1 second. Next page. I'm looking for a particular word. Let me know that's the page. All right, this is it. Go start at, go to the top. Start at he collected an army. This is Titus now. Go ahead.
He collected an army of not less than 80,000 men, who came bringing with them the largest number of battering machines that had been used in the warfare of that time.
So this is them besieging Jerusalem now. Besieging our town. Go ahead.
3 traitors amongst the Judeans were most useful to him in his laborious undertaking.
So 3 traitors amongst the Judeans were most useful to him in his laborious undertaking. Go ahead.
King Agrippa, who not only brought a contingent of men, but who also tried to influence the inhabitants of Jerusalem in favor of the Romans.
Read on.
Tiberius Alexander, who sealed his apostasy from Judaism by going into battle against his own nation.
And who?
And
Josephus. Read.
The constant companion of Titus.
He became a constant companion of Titus. How constant? Read on.
Who, from being a prisoner, had become a guide in the country which he knew so well.
He became a guide. Read.
Titus was not experienced enough in the art of war.
So Titus wasn't that experienced in the art of war. Read.
And so bade the Judean apostate stand by his side.
So look, he said, you stand by my side, right? Because you're more experienced than I am in the art of war. Read.
And gave him the command of his own bodyguard.
And he put him over the command of his bodyguard. They always kept this as body. If you could fight, they put you as the other nations always kept this as their bodyguard to protect them. Read.
Perfectus Praetorio. But the hostile factions had drawn together when this new danger threatened them. Shortly before the Passover festival, numbers of devoted men streamed into Jerusalem to defend their holy city.
Read.
The elders and the outlying provinces praying for help, and their request was not made in vain. The walls of Jerusalem were fortified more strongly than ever.
Right. All right. So we're going to stop it there. We're going to stop it there. We're going to stop it right there. All right. And we'll get back into it next show. All right. So we remember, I know I'm taking it slow, but next week we're Lord's will, life lasts. We're going to be at the destruction of Jerusalem. I'm just taking a longer route here. All right. So with that, Officer Abaddon.
Hey, Israel, let's give a hand for that class. All praise the Most High. Great class. All right, Israel, do not forget to subscribe to Our Hidden History Radio on YouTube. Hit the notification button so you know when we go live, all right? Very soon, we're going to be streaming straight off of Our Hidden History Radio page, all right? Also, subscribe to IOIC Philadelphia and IOIC Philadelphia in the Classroom to get content from the captains and officers of IOIC Philly. Donate to Our Hidden History on PayPal to IOIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put OHH so we can purchase more books to bring out to you. Donate to the Booster Club. You can donate to the Booster Club on PayPal to IOIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. Help the truth be spread to the 4 corners of the earth. Subscribe to IOIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IOIC. And tune in next to Deacon Malafia with Raven and Wolves. All praise.
All right, all praises. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the IT and also the sisters with the breakfast. All right. Very good breakfast. All praise the Most High for that thing. All right.
You got the
yeah.
yes.
Also, hey, yeah.
You want to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Also, I need you to put it on the screen. All right, so it says, Shalom, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So please, go on the screen hit that QR code and give your feedback on the broadcast for today. I know I will be doing this, you know. So all praise the Most High. But yes, give your feedback. We want to make this is to make our broadcast better for you.
Crazy,
you know. If you want to name people in the broadcast, you know, go right on ahead. You know, shout out to Officer Emmanuel. Oh, praises.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, Israel. Shalom. Most High Christ bless. Next show.
Shalom, Israel.
Most High Christ bless.
Shalom, Israel.